Everybody, welcome back to our P2P Daily Mobility Series. Coach Brian back with you and looking forward to help you with working on the feet and working on some lunges today. So our assess reassess movement is going to be a lunge where we actually really push down with the big toe, push the toes into the floor to help you accelerate back up out of the movement. So we're going to just start out testing that out with 1 foot forward. You're going to settle down into the lunge pattern, keeping a slight tuck in the pelvis. And I'm going to pressure the foot down into the floor, especially the toes. So as I come back up out of this lunge, I want to really push the foot down, or especially again, toes down into the floor. Same thing on the other side. So we're going to go ahead, settle down and in. Press those toes down. We want good pressure through all the toes, maybe especially the big toe as we drive back up out of that lunge position. Okay, so a couple reps, get a feel for how deep is it, how balanced does it feel, any discomfort in that first iteration of the lunge. And then we're going to work on the feet a little bit. So what we're going to do is a foot flexion wave. What you need to do, we're going to take the long jump stretch band and we're going to loop it through the big toe and second toe, and then in between the fourth and fifth toes. So you could use like the open loop bands where you have the handles. So if you do have that type, it would work for this exercise. We really like these closed loop. I think they're like 41-inch jump stretch bands. Flexion is the company that makes these. They're cloth bands, so you can wash them. They'll just literally, you can throw them into the washing machine and then I think let them air dry. So you can start here with, again, those middle 3 toes hooked with the band. Make sure it's anchored well, and then we're going to curl the toes, press the whole foot down, and then let the toes come up and then let the foot come up. So holding on is great so that you can really focus your energy on that working side foot, where toes are going down, foot's going down, then toes are leading, coming back up and bringing the foot back up. So curling in and rolling back up. So let's do a few repetitions, 5 to 10 on that first foot, and then we'll go ahead and transition over. So again, setting up band in between the first and second toe and the fourth and fifth toes there. So curling toes, pressing the foot down, then letting the toes come up, and following with the foot. So toes lead and foot follows. We can go at a nice controlled tempo at first, and then you can start to smooth that out, and hopefully as you smooth it out and speed it up, it starts to look almost like a waving pattern, hence the term foot flexion waves. So ease out of that. Let's go ahead and retest your lunge. So 1 foot forward, tall posture. You're going to come down, push those toes in to accelerate your way back up. So maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 lunges if they're feeling good. For the retest, same thing on the other side. Really push that big toe, especially into the ground, to help you come up out of the lunge. Hopefully those are feeling good, and maybe you saw some improvement. If so, another one to just note down in the training journal. Come back to your banded foot flexion waves. Phenomenal for strengthening the arch of the foot, those muscles. And we need a strong arch and a strong foot because it's the foundation of our daily movement. So pretty much everything where you're on your feet, standing, walking, running, jumping, we need a strong foot for those activities and just to move more confidently through life, also to be on balance. So the next one we're going to work on is an outside ankle tilt. We're going to step in. I have the arch of the foot looped around pretty close to the heel. So once I got that foot anchored in, I'm going to take the other foot, step over the band. So I'm kind of crossing inside and then over on top of the band. I'm going to push that foot down and back so that the first anchored foot with it looped around the arch is going to be slightly forward. From there, we're just in tall posture, and now we're doing resisted or loaded outside ankle tilt. So I'm going to gently press that ankle to the outside and then let it return in a controlled fashion back to neutral. So outside and back. And we're strengthening the tendons, ligaments around the ankle joint with these. And we're also decompressing, still getting that decompressing effect at the joint, just like we did in the unloaded version. So other foot forward, remember, loop around the arch of foot. The other foot's going to step on top of both parts of that band. Make sure it's anchored, tall posture, and we're going to gently roll to the outside of that ankle, pushing the ankle into the band, and then letting the band bring it back and controlling that back to a nice neutral foot. Nice. From there, let's go ahead and retest. So let's see what we got in terms of lunge. Mechanics, feel, quality, depth, paying attention to all those variables as we go. So down and in, really push those big toes into the floor, especially the lead foot. So big toe really as you come back up out of the lunge. Go ahead and switch sides. And here we go. Toes drive down as the hips come up. So toes drive down to bring the hips up. Those are feeling really good for me. Hopefully those made your lunges more awesome. If they did, feel free to do a couple more sets. Maybe come back and repeat the video a couple times throughout your day. Get in more lunges. It's going to build leg strength. It's going to keep all the musculature and the nerves healthy and active in that lower body and give you just functional capacity that's going to transition over into other things that you want to do in your day-to-day life. Look forward to seeing you in the next P2P video, and we're going to keep working on the feet. I'll see you then.